car. Two men. One named Rich. That's me.
This is Jermaine. Just got off the toilet.
He's a foul man. This is the X's and O's of life.
Huh?
It sure is.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, friendo.
Yeah. How are you?
Doing okay. How about yourself?
Well, I'm still recovering emotionally from having a brand new graduated kiddo.
Yeah. I mean, I seen the post and him walking up and coming back down and what school was that again?
Propel Montour.
Propel Montour. Okay. So Montour out there by Robinson.
Yeah. They did 3 of them. They did that, Andrew Street, which is in Homestead, and Braddock Hills. So they did like a 3 for graduation thing. I don't know. I didn't know they could do that, but apparently that's a thing.
I bet you that was like a 4-hour event or something.
No, it was only 2.
Oh.
Yeah, they did it up at Soldiers and Sailors in Oakland. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Pretty places. I from all the years that I spent in Oakland, I've never stepped foot in there. Nice place.
I used to have classes in there, so yeah.
Oh, did you?
Know. Yeah. Yeah. When I went to Pitt, I mean, they schedule you for classes everywhere. I mean, I didn't have a lot of classes in there, but I do recall like at least 2 of them that I used to have to meet at the Soldiers and Sailors. Majority of my classes was in the cathedral, the big tall building.
Right.
And then there's a few, scattered out throughout the campus, but yeah, there was a few in Soldiers and Sailors. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like it.
And I was gonna say to you, I was like, man, I wonder how he feel to have. I mean, how you feel after having someone graduate? And I'm like, I felt that too. My daughter graduated.
Right.
But I think it's different with not trying to be sexist or anything. It's just for a man, it's different when you see your son as opposed to your daughter. So my son is coming up. So I mean, I'm going to get your same feeling probably in about a year or 2 coming up. So
yeah. I mean, to put a bow on it. I mean, you're fine until you get there.
So I say, did you cry?
I got misty. Yeah.
Misty.
I got,
okay.
Yeah, it was close.
Well, at least you didn't come out and try to act like a complete hard ass, like, oh, I don't cry. No, moments like those you get a pass for those.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things where but before it's happening, you're kind of like doing weird flashbacks, like it's like the last episode of a series. You're just like, those things, and you're just like, wow, damn. And then that moment happens, and you're just like, I can't really describe the feeling. It just,
it's almost like you got to convince yourself, because it's like once it happens, somehow your brain condition you to think like you're never going to see him again after this moment or something. And you got to say to yourself like, hold on, he's only going over here. It's not like I'm saying goodbye forever and he's going on this Star Wars journey to fight Darth Vader or something. I mean, he's just going to be, wherever, you said Penn State, Happy Valley. He's going to be across the state. I mean, you have to almost condition yourself that it's a sense of normalcy. It's like, okay, I mean, we're not going to see each other every day like we used to, but he's going to be fine.
I think it's that line in the sand where then he crosses where he's no longer, I guess, considered your kid.
Yeah.
Because now it's such a big, important, I guess, moment, or
it's a rite of passage, like we said before. It's like a moment that, like in a graduation. I mean, it's a, graduating to be, he's his own individual at this point,
Yeah.
and he has to look at life like, not to say that mommy and daddy doesn't exist anymore, but he has to start thinking decisions for himself, and
Right.
eventually is he going to have a family, so it's like it's definitely a turning point. It is a significant turning point.
Yeah, and it's good. Like, it's not a bad thing. I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad we're able to see it. Yeah, just I don't know, just wild, man. Just a wild thing. It's hard to really it's really just hard to pinpoint it, to put words in it.
Yeah.
When, like, after the fact, you can sit here and think about it as much as you want, but you're just like, oh damn, man, like you are now actually kind of an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was,
I mean, you're gonna have that one conversation. Like, I mean, you realize it now, but your old ways and habits, you're probably gonna still treat him as, a boy until
Right.
one day maybe he, either through trial and error, you just say to yourself, "Oh, I can't talk to him like that no more," or he's gonna come out and say it to you like, "Hey, I am grown," and you're gonna be like, "Who do you think?" And then you're gonna be
I'll
like,
be like, square up.
"You are." he said, "Knuckle up. Let's see how grown you
Right,
are
let's see
now."
how grown you are. Yeah.
So you said soldiers and sailors. So the schools
Yeah.
that you were there must have been kind of small schools, because my daughter, it was
Yeah.
right there in Oakland too, but it was at the Peterson Event Center
Okay.
right there in Oakland. And I imagine that to be a lot larger than the soldiers and sailors. But Brashear High School is like a larger school,
I would say probably collectively, I don't know, 100. What do you think, Mama? Oh, God damn it.
But you said 3 schools, though. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that they, like, 3 schools. They should. I would have assumed they would have used the Peterson, but hey, you must can fit all 3 schools under that. Might be 3 smaller schools, that they can fit into that
They may have,
that venue.
they may have got the triple play discount. I don't know.
Said job.
Let's be honest. Propel is a shitty school. It's bad.
Oh, I didn't know.
They just don't. I mean, their budget is about $14. So,
and the janitors and the securities money's coming out of that 14.
the janitors, the math teacher. What are you talking about? You're double dipping like the wideout and the safety in high school. Absolutely. The vice principal is the lunch lady. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Like you said, the lunch lady, the guidance counselor is the same person that sells snacks and everything.
Guidance counselor is the bus driver. Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't think of anything, but yeah.
Well, anyway,
yeah, that's a cool moment.
Yeah. I mean, it just I'm glad we're done with it. Kind of next step. Someone commented there saying it's the next level in his life. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like this is that checkpoint that you're just kind of, all right, next.
Yep.
Now all he has to do is knock somebody up and go to jail, and good.
It's full circle.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'd rather him knock someone up then go to jail, not like go to jail then knock someone up, because that means somehow he. Anyway, that's fine. We're not going to get into the anymore. It's fine. So this is a special episode. Usually we do a topic and then a draft and whatever, yada yada. I decided, I thought, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago to you. I'm like, hey man, why don't we do something a little different? I know, God, probably one of our first 5 or 10 episodes we did our favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of went over it, discussed it, yada yada yada. That's fine. Good show. I enjoyed it. I thought, all right, why don't we do in a very top 10 centric type of style, are top 10 lyrics. Now, here's what I mean by that. I'm not saying these are going to go down in the annals of history. It's like, oh my God, this blew my mind. This everyone, no. I'm thinking our personal top 10, whether it makes us laugh, whether whether it means something to us, whether, it just is iconic to us for whatever reason. It's our personal top 10. And I added another little caveat because I love to make things difficult. Ask my wife. So I was like, all right, just so we aren't kind of just hamstringing the countdown, one artist per number, right? So you can't, I said that really poorly.
One
artist. One artist per number. What does that even mean? Good God. Only one, you can only have one artist on your countdown, or you need to have 10 artists. Jesus God almighty. Thanks for helping me out there with words. I was floundering and you just.
I still. This is a brain wrecker. I'm just sorry. Yeah. It's just too vast of a subject that I think we needed to slim it down to a smaller category because it's been killing me.
And I love that. I love that
my brain, and I feel like I haven't scratched the surface. It's like someone telling you to explain your whole life in 30 minutes from kindergarten to now, including poison ivy, chicken pox, everything. You're supposed to explain this all in 30 minutes. It's impossible.
Here was my thought. I wanted it to be the first 10 that came to your head, right? Because I feel like in my head, that is the most prevalent answers to that, question. It's like, if you have to dig, then, maybe those aren't as important or on your top 10 list as you think they are. So I figured, basically a lyric from 10 artists, so no duplicates, nothing like that, because, you could go with like the virtuosos of the lyric world and bang out like 10 songs, like here are the lyrics. Love it. And it's like, well, that's boring. You basically just kind of went through their catalog. So cool. So
by the way, I mean, how did you come up with this topic? Like what I want to hear the lyric that made you come up with this topic. But for me, it was the opposite. Like you said, I got 10 immediately, and then I felt like I was disrespecting people, so I kept adding and adding and adding.
I'm sure they'll be listening.
No, I'm just saying. In my mind, it's like a disrespect to them to not mention a certain, artist or a certain lyric that, was impactful. And I'm assuming you mean all types of music. Me, I got a billion of them, and it's just rap only. I don't even have any regular songs.
That's fine.
Wow.
See, that's the beauty of this. And if you want the deep idea how this came to me, I will absolutely tell you off air. It's a real big secret. Okay. All right. I'm going to spoil the secret. I don't know.
Dude. Like I told you before you even hit record on here, I was like, man, I feel like I'm taking a final exam at Pitt. I'm like, man, let's hurry and get this over with.
Here's the thing. When you're a creative genius like myself, the ideas just flow. No, just gonna leave that there. All right.
You said the idea is to what? Flow?
I said when you're a creative genius like myself.
Okay.
The ideas just flow. They're always there.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
that went over my head the first time it did.
It's okay. Well, you know what? I'm not surprised. Creative genius. It's fine. No, it really.
In my head, I was like, look at him kiss his own ass again. So, no,
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we played that up so I could say it again. Made me feel good. But yeah, no, I just thought it would be a fun idea. You know, I'm a music guy, so just figured, hey, all right, let's do something a little bit different. So it's kind of a full draft show, I guess. So
Okay.
now I will tell you this, I had some trouble. Because I don't know, I just had some trouble. And just I don't know, just didn't go as smoothly as I thought it would be in my head, which I'm okay with. So, you know, that was kind of the point. I didn't want to do this in real time because sweet Jesus, it's like, I like the thing with the thing. That's my favorite. Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Like, what was the one guy's name?
yeah, the one words and thing. Yeah, it was good stuff. But yeah, so we can you know, and I do want to put this in order. All right. So kind of 10 to 1. You can discuss it as
threw order in there.
Yeah.
Whew.
You can discuss it as much as you would like. I would say just, you know, say the lyric, say who it's from, you know, what the name of the song is. And I'm thinking I could probably just link all those ones in the description of it, just in case people haven't heard it, you know, check out the whole thing. So I'm going to say you go ahead and start.
This is your baby. You better go ahead. This is your created monster.
It is my created monster.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I picked Real Big Fish, All I Want Is More. All right. Now, the reason I'm going to give a disclaimer before I get into it, then we'll get into it. So the reason I picked this is if you've ever been on like a break or you break up or something like that, and you're kind of going through the motions, the emotional roller coaster, I feel like this encapsulates this to the nth degree. All right. So the lyric is, maybe she'll come back to me and I'll say, why don't you go fuck yourself? But everyone's talking. They know that I'm lying. She won't do anything. I'll always wait for her. So that's basically saying you're going to play that, you know, that hard guy of like, no, you know, she comes back to me, I'm just going to tell her to kick rocks.
Yeah.
But everyone around you is like,
you know, sure you love her. Yeah.
You sure? Because if she knocks on your door right now, I'm pretty sure you would buy her a car. So,
so who's the artist and who's the artist?
Oh, it's the name of the artist is Real Big Fish. The name of the song is All I Want Is More.
All I Want Is More. Wow.
Yeah. So they're a ska band. But yeah, I figured that was a good place to start. It's not the most deep lyric of all time, but I just figured it's very descriptive in what really dudes go through when you're in that breakup phase or you're on a break or whatever. You are trying to front for all the friendos, but they know you and they're just looking at you like, okay, friend, that's keep selling that to me. That's fine. But we know what's going to happen when she, you know, calls you.
Like, who you think you fooling? Yeah.
Right. You're fooling yourself. You're trying to like,
yeah.
But everyone's like, yeah, okay, fella. So that's number 10.
See, me, I attacked it a different way. Like I said, and this is all rap. So I attacked it almost from like a historic element of it. Like it was just like, okay, what is the first recollection that you have, or the first song that was like, you know, the song that you was a kid and everybody was singing this lyric, you know?
Is that the original banger?
Yeah, I'm like, I went in like almost like a chronological order because it's like, okay, um, first, I grew up in of course, the '80s, so the biggest group at that time that I can recall that was Run DMC. So the one song is called King of Rock, and the lyric was, "I'm the king of rock. There is no higher. Sucker MCs, you must use fire to burn my kingdom." Something. No, I'm saying it wrong. I can't even remember. But that lyric was like, you thought you was a badass little kid if you knew that, like the opening of that, of that song. So it was like Run DMC, King of Rock. That was like my first recollection of, first of all, I grew up in the church, so you didn't have exposure like other kids had as far as to, rap or the hardcore rap or anything like that. You had to listen to stuff that maybe or sneak and listen or that your mom didn't think was bad. So Run DMC was like really like mainstream at that point, so it was okay to listen to that. But yeah, that opening of that song, if you knew the lyrics to that, everybody was like, "Oh, go ahead, you cool." But I gotta say it right. He's like, "I'm the king of." Yeah, he's like, "I'm the king of rock. There is no higher. Sucker MCs." Something. Oh man, I can't remember. It was like, "To burn my kingdom, you must use fire, and I won't stop till I retire." And then the beat just drop in, and you thought you was cool, wearing those shell toe Adidas.
Shell toes, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, if we're going in the order, and you said 10-1, that's my first.
Okay.
That's that first lyric that kind of like was like, okay, this is who I am.
And once again, remember, this is your list, and you can formulate it however you want to. So whatever your basis on, whatever you did, it's fine. Okay, so number 9 for me, it is Alice in Chains. That's the artist, and the name of the song is Nutshell.
Okay.
So, backstory on Lane Staley. He was the lead singer of Alice in Chains. He really, really, really loved heroin. It really was his thing. Loved it. That's what he died from. Just
damn. All right.
Yeah.
He made it no secret to make sure that people knew he didn't care.
Well, funny enough, we're going to get into that part. That's
okay.
Actually a super good segue. So, the lyric is, "My gift of self is raped. My privacy is raked. And yet I find repeating in my head, if I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead." So, what I always kind of took from that, because it's a really good song. Like if you remember MTV Unplugged, do you remember that?
Yeah.
So they did this on Unplugged, and he was all strung out during the performance, looking a mess. But it feels like a very emotional, deep song coming from him, and it almost kind of creates a sadness for you, because it's everyone around him knew what he was going through, that he was struggling publicly, hence the lyric. People were digging into his private life, couldn't get away from it, and I don't know if that drew him more deep into that rabbit hole, but he basically says, like, if I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead. So it's
like he telegraphed his whole
It's like
his demise. Like he knew it was,
right.
going on.
So it kind of, almost gives you a little perspective here too, because especially with, I mean, this was in like 92 or 93 or something. Obviously social media wasn't a thing, but
Okay.
now
Absolutely.
you just think about how much access you have to people, and whether that be access to their private life, to their professional life, to whatever, people, just like with my earlier lyric, people tend to front a little bit and pretend things don't bother them. There's probably a lot of things that get said to these celebrities, artists, whatever, about their struggles, XYZ, that probably bother them. And then you think about the sheer amount of people that you can get that can tell you about yourself. So, yeah, I just
Yeah, as a celebrity, you don't really
Yeah.
get the luxury to go run and hide in a corner and deal with your problems. Like your problems are front and center on stage, and
Right.
we all, as the average civilian, you look at these stars and you think that you want to be rich and famous like them, and really their response is they hate that they can't go to a grocery store. You think Taylor Swift sometimes don't want to run to the mall without all the craziness? Like she can't do anything. Can't
Right.
do anything. Like, and
Yeah.
some celebrities, they get tired of that. They get tired of that.
Yeah, and this was one of the biggest bands in the 90s, like the early 90s, of like the whole grunge era. So, people knew who this guy was and they knew what he was into. So, and he didn't hide it. So he didn't really do himself any favors either.
Yeah.
Always looking strung out and, all that. But yeah, I just thought it was a deep lyric. I thought it was it's a sad lyric, really. It's sad because once you know what happened to him, it's like, oh God. Well, that's ominous. So, yeah.
All right. So to continue my journey on the same kind of, like I said, time path or chronological order, after Run DMC, in that same era, the new up and coming star of rap was LL Cool J. And he had took the rap world by storm with he started off with a love song, that I Need Love, but and that made a lot of kids that were probably in their teenage years go after another teenage girl, I love you girl, and all that. But that's not the lyric that I mean, the one song that he came out with that kind of because I mean, you're growing up in poverty stricken area, and you got to be a badass. So of course his song I'm Bad started off with like the beat, the music, and then it just comes in and he just says, no rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle bound man, stick his face in the sand. Everybody used to say that. I mean, like a whole hallway full of people in school, everybody knew that. Like after that one lyric, you seen who the real fans was, because they can continue the song. Everybody else shut up right there. Like, everybody knew that opening line, but then few people knew beyond that, or small snippets of it. But I'm bad. I mean, it was like, and then he came out with "Mama Said Knock You Out," but you remember we're sticking to one lyric from one artist, so can't go into that. But yeah. LL Cool J. I mean, I know now everybody see him on these cop shows and think he a good guy, but LL was true badass, man, back in those days, man. He really was. Everybody wanted to be him. He had the Kango, and LL is a physically fit guy. Everybody want to be buff, take their shirt off, wear the Kango. Huh?
Was he yoked back then too?
Oh yeah, LL was a bit. Yeah. LL used to come out and get on. He was always yoked. Yeah, he used to come out on the stage. It just seems like as he got older, he got even more jacked. But even as he in his teenage years, in his 20s, he was younger, but he would always have his shirt off. He was yoked. He was LL. Everybody wanted to be LL, boy. And then, like I said, then he came out with that love song, and it was just like, everybody was like, And I guess that's his name, LL, like Ladies Love
Ladies
Cool
Love,
J.
yeah, right.
Yeah, so I mean, LL was like a symbol, sex symbol, or whatever, or a hunk, or whatever you want to call it, back in the day.
He's a pretty dude. Like, I got no problem
Yeah.
saying that.
L ain't no ugly dude. Yeah, you could definitely look at him and be like, man, it's a ladies, man. You can pull quite a few.
You just hold your wife's hand a little bit harder. You're like, did you know he kicks puppies?
But yeah, from One DMC badass group to the new dude on the block, LL Cool J.
All right, I like it. I actually really dig how you're doing your list, because you're literally doing it in chronological order, and I think that's actually really fun. So, a little jealous there. So, all right, number 8. So I did the Beastie Boys. What you want?
Oh,
yeah. So this has no meaning to me at all. I just like it. I just like it. Makes me happy, and I'm just like, yeah, that's fun. So here's how it goes. So y'all suckers write me checks, and then they bounce. So I reach into my pocket for the fresh amount. See, I'm the long leaner, Vincent the cleaner. I'm the illest motherfucker from here to Gardena. I just love it. It means nothing to me. But just the structure of it, I'm just like, it just feels good. It's fun. It feels good.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics doesn't mean that you lived it or anything like that.
Right.
If it sounded smooth and the way it came out and the delivery was slamming.
And still, it's super weird because it's 3 Jewish guys. I'm like, what? What is this? What's happening? But
I thought, no, I'm thinking of House of Pain. I was about to say, and I thought that Beastie Boys was Irish, but no, that's House of Pain.
Yeah.
But, Beastie Boys, that was same era. Run DMC, LL Cool J, that same.
I feel like they were the first.
They were the first.
Like, they were the first white hip hop group that was actually accepted in the hip hop community. It was like, oh, okay, I get this. This is good.
Yep.
I like this.
And they did it early. I'm talking like, like 80s. Like, it wasn't no, Rob Bass and a couple other people. No, this was not Rob Bass. What's it called? Third Bass. But yeah, Beastie Boys, Paul Revere. I used to love that song. I used to crack that song.
And it's funny, like I appreciate them now, unfortunately, because one of the fellows is dead. I think it, for whatever reason, prompted something in me to appreciate their music.
Yeah.
When years ago, I just was like, just.
So you took a deeper dive into like the history of it.
It wasn't even a deeper dive. I think I just kind of re-listened to some stuff and I was like, oh, this is actually a banger. This is good.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was able to appreciate it. And that probably had something to do with me like growing up and all that. But yeah.
Yeah, my favorites from Beastie Boys is definitely Paul Revere and Brass Monkey. Brass
Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate it. See,
you hate Brass Monkey?
I hate it. It's grating to me. Like, there's a lot of stuff they did. I'm like, God bless America. This stuff. Terrible.
Okay.
I think that's actually probably why I didn't really do deeper dives, because some of their things were so.
It was too. I mean, back in those days, you don't got like you said, the social media and your albums don't spread and all that. You can't, you can't pick apart albums on YouTube and listen to the songs you want. You have to listen to the whole album. So the goal of all those artists back then was to get a commercial banging out, like a catchy type of phrase type of song, so everybody will go pick up the rest of your album. So Brass Monkey was probably commercial, but it definitely caught everybody's eye or caught everybody's ear, like Brass. And then you went and you got the album,
Yeah.
So you needed that commercial rate, that jam that can play on the radio. You know,
Yes.
that's how it was. Singles. Remember, it used to be the singles and the maxi
absolutely.
singles and all of that. Yeah, they don't. Of course, you know they don't do that.
No, you don't have to anymore.
They don't even got the music store. There's no Sam Goodies and.
That is very true.
There is no music store. I mean, that used to be part of going to the mall. It'd be like, all right, we're going to the mall. Let's go check this music store out. You go in, even if you ain't buying nothing, you would just go to the sections and
what was it
see
called?
what was new.
God, what was the one big? Not FYE, but it was something else.
You said FYE. Then it was Sam Goody. Sam Goody was probably the first one, and then it was another one, like you said. I can't remember the name.
Can't think of it. Tiff, what was the music stores in the mall? Not Sam Goody, not FYE. What was the other one? No, there was one. Don't you lie to me, woman.
Yes, there was another one. Because I was, if you went to Sam Goody and they didn't have it, you say, I'm going to check whatever the other one was. Hey. I can't remember the name.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that does kill me. Yeah, that's something we gotta look up because it's gonna drive me crazy. It's one of those things, especially within the era of Google where you could pull up anything.
Yeah, but how do you like? Well,
it's say like music stores in the '90s or something like
music stores. Not Tower Records, no. Music stores in the '90s. Let me see.
Oh, is it raining?
Yeah, it's supposed to rain. Yeah.
Oh man. They ain't giving you no clues.
It wasn't Camelot.
No. It was Sam Goody and something else. Oh man. See, I can't touch my phone because it'll cut off.
Right.
You got that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, anyway, we'll figure it out. It's
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But all right, go ahead.
All right. So after the LL Cool J era, pretty much Ghetto Boys came out with My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. So there was a lyric from there, of course, what everyone knows that it was Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick Bill. Bushwick Bill, of course, was the midget guy, and he had the Halloween themed verse at the end, and that was the one verse that almost everybody knew. And the main one was like right before he realized that the dude that he thought he was fighting wasn't even there. It was all in his mind. So the lyric was how did it go? It says it's like my mind. It was like it was dark as death on the streets, or I guess he said fuck. He said it was dark as buck on the streets. My hands is all bloody from punching on the concrete. He was like, God damn, homie. My mind is playing tricks on me. And then that beat used to just come in and just thump out, and it was hard. Like Ghetto Boys had changed it from, kind of like Run DMC and LL, they were badasses, but they weren't hardcore like gangster. Like Ghetto Boys of course, NWA was probably the first people to kind of like transform rap into gangster rap. Like, nah, I'm not beating you up no more. I'm shooting at you. And Ghetto Boys was in that same category. So, yeah, that was, that's something that I can remember in childhood listening to that. Definitely had to sneak and listen to that one. Yeah, but, I mean, they even had a radio version though. They would take out the curse words, and it sounded corny. Like I said, he said it was dark as death on the streets, but really he said it was dark as fuck. So that's two different things. Right. So yeah.
Dark as
That's
death.
the third
What
one.
does it even mean? Ugh.
Dark as death. But that was the
Dark as
cleaned up
hell.
version. That was the cleaned up version. But yeah, that's where this is like an evolution for me. It's like this is the stages of rap and how it changed as I grew up with it. And yeah, we're stepping into the gangster world. And that is one of the more famous lyrics from that song.
Okay. Fair enough.
What are we on? 4?
This is number 7. Well, okay, you're going.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is number 7. This is more. This one's more like just how it is provided in the song, for lack of a better term. It just the lyrics of the song really just kind of take you on a bit of a journey, a little bit, and you know, it's a relationship based kind of deal, but not like lovey-dovey type of deal.
Oh, okay.
So the name of the song, or the name of the band, is Coheed and Cambria.
Okay.
The name of the song is Welcome Home.
Okay.
So here it is. So, but if you really loved me, you would have endured my world. Well, if you're just as I presumed, a whore in sheep's clothing, fucking up all I do.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
So, yeah, it's just like I enjoy when fellas can kind of put that out there and just say, hey, look, if you were really into me, you would have dealt with me. But now he's just angry. It's like, well, you seemed like you were this way, and now that I've gotten to know you and you've gotten to know me, now you were completely different. And that's we're kind of all set here. So kind of feels like that takes some emotional intelligence to kind of get through, but yeah, it's not like a super deep. I mean, it's a good lyric, but it just feels like, and it's very early in the song, like the first, like, let me see, it's like in the first minute and 10 seconds. So
He wanted
it
to
doesn't
get
take
you.
long.
He
Yeah.
wanted you to get on his page immediately into the song.
Right. It doesn't take you long to get into there, but I don't know. It just feels like it has. There's some venom behind it, and I think that's kind of what I really like about it. But yeah, that is number 7 for me, sir. And like I said, we're gonna link all this stuff here too. No, you'd be number 7. That's how numbers work. Because remember, I went first.
You went first, yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah. So that's my 7.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it would be your 4 if you're kind of going that way. I'm going like
okay.
I'm going 10 to 1, like my least to my most.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the same thing, but it's just I'm counting it like 1, 2, 3. No.
Okay.
All right. So after Ghetto Boys, what was a significant other? See, I got a bunch of other stuff wrote down, but I'm trying to think the order came in.
I literally took screenshots and then arranged them in my phone from 10 to 1.
Yeah, I mean, I was, keeping my list on my phone, and I was kept adding to it, like a text to myself, kept adding to it, and then I'm like about an hour before the broadcast, I'm sitting up there like, I can't look at my phone during the broadcast, so I had to write it down.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that off. Even though that was a significant song in the growing up, I told you Will Smith "Summertime."
Okay.
But I mean, I saw so many lyrics in that one. But the one where he was like 2 miles an hour, so everybody sees you. But I'm not gonna use that. Let's stay along.
I think you actually brought that up during our favorite songs.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
everybody kind of sees, Will Smith is kind of corny guy, but I mean, that "Summertime" is legendary.
Back then
That
he
stands the
wasn't.
test.
Yeah.
That stands the test of time, huh?
I mean, back then he wasn't. Like back then.
No, yeah. Before all the fame and the fortune, Fresh Prince, he was still, he had the songs, parents don't understand and all that. He had goofy little songs and stuff like that. He was never hardcore.
No.
Yeah, but that "Summertime," like I said, that song stands the test of time, and that's a song that almost when everybody hear it, you can recite line. Some people know the whole thing. I mean, I could sing along and probably get at least 80% of it right, because that's just a song that's just really reminds you of the summertime, and it was well put together. But yeah, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go more, continuing along the gangster rap era, kind of. This when the gangster rap era kind of start using people to sing as well. So everybody remembers Warren G and Nate Dogg's "Regulate."
Oh man, I almost picked it.
I can't really single out one lyric. I mean, I can't really just say the whole song, but that whole song I can really recite almost all of it.
Fun fact: that was almost the song. That was almost the song me and Tiff walked out to for the wedding.
Seriously, regulators, mount up. I mean, I can't really. I'm trying to think. Like, what was one of the lyrics that was just like really, really cool? Mainly with Nate Dogg when he was singing this, some of those parts it was just like
I was gonna say anything he said was just so sweet.
Yeah, like and he says, said, "Damn, what's next?" And then he was talking about the girls, and they picked them up, and then he said, Nate Dogg and Warren G had to regulate. I mean, that was a legendary song, man.
I mean, legitimately, that could be your lyric, like that.
Yeah.
Like, because if just saying it, you can hear it. It has that type of status. Okay. Hey, by the way, just so I'm kind of clear here, pun intended. How am I sounding this episode? Are we better than we were last time?
You sound great. Nothing dropped off or
Perfect.
Went down, because you would go up and down, but yeah. Good. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, good pick, dude. Good pick. Because I was really like, ooh, I want it. All right. So the next one. This is number 6. So this is from Rage Against the Machine. Name of the song is Down Rodeo. So, if anyone knows anything about Rage Against the Machine, they're kind of, I guess they're kind of politically based, but not really. I mean, obviously the name kind of.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Against the Machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Just socially, economically kind of aware, and they're kind of here to say, hey, fuck that. So, all right. So the lyric is, yeah, I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. These people ain't seen a brown-skinned man since their grandparents bought one. Yeah.
That's a pretty hefty lyric.
Yeah. And because, yeah, it's just going down Rodeo in Cali, and it's like
rich area. They don't.
You think
Not
about
seeing
it, it's like,
no minorities running around there.
right, and it's just such a heavy lyric. Like, I think on my side, I just appreciated somebody just saying something like that. Just like, yeah, it's and this was in, oh dude, when did this come out? Um,
Keep it real. I mean,
Rodeo
we ain't gotta sit there and
release
let's
date.
not fake like reality isn't reality. So
Right. 1996 that came out. So a little while ago. But
that's when my
yeah.
old ass graduated. But I mean, a lot of my songs are from that era. It seemed like from 93
was good then
to maybe 93 to maybe 98. It was a lot of music being pumped into that to them years, man. A lot of good quality music.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I would say my kind of sweet spot probably is like from like 90 to 95. Like that's, and it's crazy because I was born in 86. So it's not like I was pumping out the jams and at 5 years old, but looking
you said
back,
90 to 95. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm going to say 90, 92 to maybe 98. So for me, like as far as, the era of, rap taking it to a
yeah,
new plateau with, the rise and fall of Biggie and Tupac. So,
right,
all of that happened in 95, 96. So it
yeah,
was, and then the aftermath of that. And then after that, it kind of flipped into this, let's dance all over the place.
yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess. All right, what you got next here?
So, as if on cue, before I get into who before I get into who I'm wearing, which is Tupac. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna tackle Tupac now, because he was actually kind of pre-Biggie. Like Tupac was out before Biggie, so a lot of people kind of put them all in the same era, like as if they came out at the same time. No, but Tupac, 1996, he first one to drop a double album. The first song on the first CD, the lyric starts off. This is how you know you're like, what kind of album did I buy? It just starts off, I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider, you don't want to fuck with me. And it just comes in and then it just start thumping from there. Like, it's like, yo, this dude took it to a whole new level. And, I mean, Tupac before that, it was Brenda's Got a Baby, and he was like a little bit more militant and, he was kind of like pro-black. But after, him getting shot and then he linked up with Suge Knight or whatever, this was like Tupac 6.0. And beginning of that album, all the way to the double side of the second CD, that thing banged. And it's still to this day. You could start it from the beginning, not skip really. I mean, there are probably a couple songs you probably don't want to hear, so you'll skip one or two. But on 2 CDs, you probably got 1 or 2 songs that you could skip past, but most of them, you just let it ride.
Which is wild. Like you can't. That's when can you find that? That's just not a thing.
Oh, post 2000, they don't exist. They don't exist. They don't exist.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so top 5. All right, it's just because it always makes me laugh. It's a silly thing. It means nothing to me, but it's just so incredibly goofy. So, it's from the Bloodhound Gang. The name of the song is Fire, Water, Burn. Okay. Okay. So here's the lyric. Yeah, I'm hung like planet Pluto, hard to see with the naked eye. But if I crashed into your anus, I would stick it where the sun don't shine.
What? Who sings this?
Bloodhound Gang.
Bloodhound Gang. Dang.
Yeah. I'll read it again.
I'm hung like Pluto.
Yeah, I'm hung like planet Pluto, hard to see with the naked eye. But if I crashed into your anus, I would stick it where the sun don't shine. It's just silly. It's just super stupid and silly and fun, and it makes me laugh. I mean, this is and I guarantee you've heard this song before. I guarantee it. It's the we don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
Okay. Yeah.
It's that song. So, but no one ever knows that because they're like, that's the hook, that's the catch. They're just waiting for the next hook. They don't really hear
the words in between. Yeah.
Right. So, just silly. Okay. Top 5. Let's go. What do you got?
All right. Actually, I should have flip-flopped these. I'm so bent on going in the order that I actually I'm gonna do the 6 and then let Tupac be my 5 because I can't. No, I'm gonna stick to it. People can say whatever they want. I mean, this is just how the evolution of rap came to me. So I'm just gonna stick with it. Next one, of course, Tupac's Rival, or Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. I think one of the name of the song is One More Chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. Just cool. Like Biggie was kind of that. Like Tupac was mainly just hardcore, military,
aggressive,
like soldier, aggressive. Yeah, Biggie was aggressive, but at the same time, Biggie showed you that pimp side. Like I might be, see me on camera, and I might be this big black ugly dude, but I can pull women. You know what I mean? So he gave you that smooth pimp type side. So, of course, in One More Chance, the lyric that everybody, you felt like you were smooth if you said that when towards the end of the song, he said he was talking about, I guess, a female he had, frequenting with, and he was like, her flight lands at 9, my game just rewinds. Lyrically, I'm supposed to represent, I'm not only a client, I'm the player president. And then that hook come in, One More Chance, and it's like, that's a smooth dude. Even though physically, he wasn't, this this hunk that he didn't look like AOL, put it that way. Biggie was an ugly guy. And he was big, humongous, you know what I mean? But don't tell him that. Don't tell anybody around him that. During that era, when Biggie was still alive, he can pull just about anybody in the room, even though some would consider it. Put it this way, if they didn't know who he was, they would say, man, that's the ugliest dude in this room. But as soon as they find out who it is, it's like, oh, that's Biggie? Whole attitude switch.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, number 4.
I'm a little upset at myself. It's all rap. Golly, I didn't think about nothing else.
Number 4 is from Tyler, the Creator. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay. So something recent? All right.
Yeah. I love Tyler so much. It's from Tron Cat, and I just feel like this is just such a, oh god, it's such a ridiculous lyric, and like there are so many in this actual track, but I'm gonna pick this one. Tron Cat. Okay. Animal Safari. If I offend you, I'm sorry, because I'm the blackest skinhead since India RE.
You talking about the lady that sing with the shaved head?
Yeah. I'm like, God damn.
It's like you gotta rewind these lyrics. You gotta rewind and replay over and over. Just be like, what did he say?
Right. And I'm just like, oh, that's wow. Okay. I don't know. I just figured I like things that paint a picture for you, right? Like I've always been that type of musical person. So if you can take me there, if you can take me on your journey, or if you can paint a literal picture and you're like, I'm the blackest skinhead since India RE. I'm like, damn, she's blurple and bald. God bless America. Oof. It's just a silly lyric, but it paints a picture. And I appreciate that because it's simple because you're just making a comparison, but I don't know. I like it.
Cool. So we are in top 4 now, right?
Indeed, sir.
All right. Like I told you, 96 was a golden era.
Yeah.
This is a group. Of course, I would like to pick multiple songs, but Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Just the hook is the lyric that I'm that I'm gonna say, and it's Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. As Chappelle was saying.
Consideration, and I'm just like, it felt too easy, not generic, but I'm just like,
but it's just straightforward. It's direct.
Well, my number one is a singular line, so that's kind of why I didn't want to pick another one like that.
Okay.
So, but yes,
yeah, I mean,
and we were on the same boat there.
Just came out and he was like, for 22 long hard years and still struggling. I mean, Wu-Tang hit the scene. It was just like, who are these dudes? That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw, I was in passing, Tiff had something on TV and I saw Method Man. I'm like, God damn, he's old as fuck. Oh no. It's like my youth is going. Oh no. Yeah, like this little like grayish Jerry curl situation going on. I'm like, oh man.
He said a grayish Jerry curl.
He wasn't looking great, man. He's not looking great. All right. So this top 3 here, and this was actually my number 1 song on my favorite songs list. And to rehash the meaning of the song, so it is A Perfect Circle. The name of the song is Judith. So to rehash this, basically his mother is crippled, kind of like a quadriplegic, and she's a very religious person, and still is a very religious person, and he is not, and he has questions and concerns, and rightfully so. I get that part of it, but here's where, I mean, I feel like I could recite the whole song, like the whole song lyric, and it'd be my lyric, but I'm not doing that. So it's actually the opening 4 lines. So, you're such an inspiration for the ways that I will never ever choose to be. Oh, so many ways for me to show you how your savior has abandoned you. It's heavy. That's heavy. And I know you're much more of a God-fearing person than I am. And, basically, not that you need to spell it out, but that's basically saying, hey, look, I don't want to be anything like you, in the sense of you are still backing this person, not this person, but we'll just use it in that verbiage. You're backing this entity that quote unquote did this to you. I don't want to be anything like that. I wouldn't wouldn't fall in line with that. It's kind of like the crux of that. And I think a lot of people do and will have that similar type of ideology when someone in their family that is so devoted to religion. And even though that religious entity did not cause that misfortune, I think as people, we need to blame something. We need to blame somebody. We need to blame something. And this very much feels like that. But I just felt like it was a very heavy lyric that I feel a lot of people could kind of feel. So I know that definitely is going to rub you the wrong way. Completely get it.
Hey, if I ain't the one saying it, I'm cool.
Yeah, I get
it. It ain't affecting my soul.
Fair enough.
All right. My next one, kind of losing track of because this all came out around the same time, but it's not really a lyric. I mean, it's the name of the song, but the lyrics wasn't really like extremely complex, but what it meant, it's just pretty much 2 words said over and over. I'm about it. Master P.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. I mean,
my bingo card.
I'm just saying at that time, I mean, I know gangbanging was real heavy, and when I was growing up during that time, and you didn't really have to say much. You could be riding past with that on, or all you had to do was say that, and people knew where you were coming from. Like, I ain't to be fucked with.
Right. Yeah,
I'm down to do whatever. I'm about it. So make sure you know what tree you barking up, because I'm about it.
That caught fire. Like, that whole thing caught fire like, well, wildfire. I don't really have a better Yep.
Yeah, and Master P and his whole entourage, the lyrics were, except for, Mystical and a couple and his brother Silk, they weren't really lyrically talented. They just gave it to you like straight as blunt force trauma as you can take.
Right.
But, after the Biggie and Tupac deaths, the person that picked up the gangster rap mantle was Master P and his entourage. I mean, it was coming out with pretty much an album every other week.
I think that's when it really got real flashy too. It got real.
Oh yeah, because they were competing with Juvenile and Lil Wayne and 400 Degrees, so they was all about the bling and the ice, and they was same era.
You'd watch a video, you'd be like, dude, I hope I don't have epilepsy, because I feel like there's too many things that are shining. I don't like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Mr. Wayne, so I have, all right, it only counts, I'm only doing the one, but I will tell you the other one I was in strong consideration for. Because he's so high when he's doing this song. It's No Worries, and this isn't my pick, but this is my strong consideration. Right at the end, he's like, I would talk about my dick, but that shit would be a long story. I'm like, hey! Love it. Like, he just goes on this high giggle fest right afterwards. I'm like, yo, you were so fucking dumb. All right.
That's a funny little quip. I never heard that.
Oh, it is. So I picked it. I went Wayne, no, and I did 6 foot, 7 foot. And here, I just think it's like just very well done lyrically. It is one of those like, oh, kind of makes you think, but it just sounds real good. It's just kind of all encompassing. Yeah, that's nice. So, life is the bitch and death is her sister. Sleep is the cousin. What a fucking family picture.
Sleep is the cousin with a family picture. Wow, that is eerily
Life
similar
is
to one of my
life
picks.
is the bitch, and death is her sister. Sleep is the cousin. What a fucking family picture! Like, ooh, ooh, that is gross, sir. That is a bad picture, sir. No, it's good, and just his delivery is how he delivers. I mean, there's really not many people that can do it like he does. But just I don't know, just good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to give Wayne bit that off of. I'm sorry, he bit that off Nas because Nas, that was one of his lyrics was, and Nas made this in like '93, maybe '94.
Oof.
And he said, the song was, life's a bitch and then you die, and that's why we get high because you never know when you're gonna go. But then, one of his lyrics on one of his songs was he said, "I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death." And that sounds very similar. You said, now, how was your lyric? You said,
life is the bitch and
okay,
death is her sister. Sleep is
life is a
cousin.
bitch, yeah,
Yeah.
and sleep is her cousin with the death's pitch with the picture.
What a family picture, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, I mean, it's Wayne's lyric, but at the same time, it is, a somewhat
based
copy of what Nas said in his, because like I said, that was on Nas's first album, and Nas came way before Lil Wayne.
Gotcha.
So I'm not trying to kill your story or anything, but I'm trying. Wayne bit that from Nas, and he said "Life's a bitch," and that's same artist, same album. It's almost like it was like a homage to him, with that.
It could have been,
probably. Because as far as I know, Lil Wayne and Nas ain't never had no beef that I know of or heard about. So, all right, where are we at?
Number 2.
All right. Jay-Z would be mad if he found out I didn't mention him.
I'll send him an email. Let him know that.
Oh man, I don't really even consider it 2s and 1s and anything like that. And let me see. Dang. See, I gotta mention DMX. I have to. Oh man.
I was looking.
Yeah. That first album is Dark and Hell is Hot. That is a classic. You don't skip none of those. He's like wishing you never. This DMX is I don't know the exact name of the song because like I said, I pushed play and just let him roll out. He said like he was talking to some guy and the guy got he had to, I guess, lay him out, and he said, there you go, wishing you never saw me walk through the door with that 4-4. Now you on the floor. And he said, now it's time for bed. 2 more to the head. Yeah, that nigga's dead. I mean,
golly.
I mean, DMX was ruthless. Yeah, that Dark and Hell is Hot album. I mean, that Dark and Hell is Hot album. That blew the fucking doors off the place when he dropped that one. Nobody was ready for this dude. He came out of nowhere. Yeah, DMX that was a very impactful album. Now I'm not into as far as all the dog fighting and all that crazy shit that he was doing, but he was into DMX hit the scene and he hit it hard.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, to be honest, I understand we're supposed to be ranking it, but from 5 to 1, I can't really say one is better than the other. It's just I'm just making sure I mention the people, trying to get them in there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're all good. All right. So number one is what caused me a bit of a problem. Just because it's really, really simple. And it's a bit of an homage to the wedding.
Okay.
Do you remember what the wedding song was, right?
You talking about the first song y'all came out to that come into the room?
Yeah.
Man, that's been a while. I can't remember exactly, man. I'm sorry.
Well, it's something I don't have a problem with anymore.
Oh yeah. 99 Problems.
Yeah. And it's literally the name of the song of the, I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one.
Yeah.
It's just so beautifully simple and silly, and it's like, fair enough. And yeah, that is actually what I walked into the wedding too. So it's fun.
Okay.
That's my number one. Just simple, keep it simple. I like it.
Number one.
I love how you're having like a dilemma.
I'm stuck here, man. I'm stuck. I mean, I don't want to really call him up. I mean, Jay-Z had to. You just mentioned Jay-Z, but Hard Knock Life. I mean, just him saying Hard Knock Life was definitely a very impactful message. Because it really is. Scarface. I'm sorry.
Who are you apologizing to? Like, that's fine.
I'm just saying. I'm like, man, I have to. I mean, Scarface is one of the most impactful artists in my life. So, he got so many lyrics, but just the intro to Mr. Scarface is back. That just hits home. It start off, it says, Mr. Scarface was walking down the block. Out jumps the fiends and steals all his rugs. Pulls out a gun and shoots down all the fiends. And Mr. Scarface ran up the block again. And he hit this little laugh, this little snide laugh, like, and then the beat just crushes it. Man. Yeah, Scarface is one of the.
Would have been a nursery rhyme based. That's funny. Okay.
Scarface, man, is a very impactful artist in my life. So, yeah, I definitely. But I wish I had a song for Jay-Z. There was some stuff from Ice Cube. Today is a good day. I could have rambled off some of those. Some of those lyrics were. He said, and it looked up the Goodyear blimp and it read Ice Cube's a pimp. I mean, that is impactful,
It's so dumb, it's so silly, but you just see him looking up.
He's like, he said, hit them with the dice game, and he's like, with the 7-11. I mean, like, that Ice Cube a good day. I had Juvenile wrote down, had some stuff from Outkast wrote down, but. And like I said, that's why I was banging my head against the wall. And that's just rap. Like, I mean, can't even get into impactful like R&B songs or love songs. I think you got a nice, good variety. But I'm the same old jelly beans in the bag. And that was difficult enough. But
that was the fun part of it, though. Like that's why I wanted to kind of do it this way. I don't want to have any other structure other than just having one artist per list. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought that was fun. I thought it was a real cool idea. I think it went real well.
It went better than I thought it was because like I said, I was dreading it. I was like, man, this dude ever pick a topic like this again? My body's level.
Next week is part 2.
No, I can't. I can't wrap my head around another week of this.
Steve's been stressing since Monday, having heart palpitations. Like,
I mean, for real. I mean, like, to be totally honest, okay, so we got done recording, and then I got to about like maybe like Wednesday, and I was like, man, you gotta start thinking of something. So then I just start pulling out the text and just start adding to my list. Like I said, like grabbed it and then I just kept adding and adding and adding. And then last night I'm sitting up there like, man. So I was doing my laundry and there was like a little bar across the street. I was like, I'm having a drink. I'm sitting up there like, oh my God, I can't forget them. And then somebody mentioned one other person. I think somebody came out of nowhere and was like, Outcast something. I was like, oh my God, how did I miss them? And it was just like, oh my goodness.
I just love that this caused you stress.
It did. It did. I was like, man, you got to narrow these things down, make it a little easier.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I definitely, I don't know. I mean, certain songs that you hear impactful, you know, even though, you know, he does sing a lot of gibberish, but some of those lyrics from Michael Jackson songs is impactful, you know. Oh man, I haven't even thought of some of those, you know, songs from all genres. That's definitely a digging in the crates moment. You got to dig around for that one.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
Let's get this wrapped up here because we're at $1:20 here. What we still on board for Sunday? Next Sunday?
Yeah, at the moment,
okay.
Nobody said anything about any Father's Day, you know, coming over or anything like that. So,
yeah, I planned on it. I planned we'd be fine, but just in case anything popped up, and we'll keep each other aware during the week. But
yeah,
as of now, we'll
like even you know Saturday night or something. I'll give you that final go ahead. Like, hey, yeah, we're on. I don't imagine nothing happening, but
I mean, and if
comes
it does,
out of nowhere,
be that late. It's not gonna be at 7:00 at night. So, yeah. But yeah, so we'll be back next week with a probably lesser fun-filled episode, but we'll figure out something. We usually do.
We wasn't starving for any type of content the past 2 weeks, so pretty sure we can get through it.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like we set the bar pretty high with this, so there's no one graduating.
It's kind of hard to top this one. Yeah,
it was fun though. I feel like we do need to maybe every 6-7 weeks maybe throw in like a little wrench in the spokes and do something kind of off the beaten path because I feel like it's a special occasion or whatever. I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't know. It was fun. It was good.
Yep.
So, any final comments here?
Nope. I don't have anything. Everything was. I'm just glad to get this one under my belt.
You were so burnt out, and you're like, "Oh God, I just blew the load. I'm just gonna go. I need a cigarette and a nap." Oh my God.
Yeah, I was dreading it.
Yeah, I think it went really well. I think once you actually got into the groove of it, it all landed. So, anywho, we will see you kiddos next week. Toodaloo.
Peace.